I'm so curious to see what season 4 brings. I've been begging for information and they're being very secretive about it. So I'm not even withholding anything, I just don't know. But I will be interested to see because, you know, season 1 was about Emma believing in the first place. Season 2 was about Emma trying to figure out how to be Henry's mother. And then season 3 was about Emma, and I'm saying in the most basic, broad strokes. And season 3 was really about Emma accepting that she had parents who loved her and to be a daughter with her parents and accepting that Storybrooke was her home. So we've had 3 major emotional journeys that she's grown dramatically during. And at the end of season 3, we're also seeing her start to accept the idea of romantic love in her life, which is a huge deal because more than anything else, this is what she's shut out for so many years because she couldn't handle the heartbreak of losing Neil and everything that happened. So we're seeing a tremendous amount of change, which is going to make her open to new forms of pain and new forms of problems, I think. She's someone who's been very closed off and calculated for so long, and she's done very well surviving that way. So now that she's going to be encountering the world in a more vulnerable, open state, she's going to need to recalibrate her ability to make decisions and figure out what her instincts are going to lead her to do, if her instincts are on or off, because her instincts do seem to get skewed when she is emotional. So I think we're going to see a little less of a sure-footed Emma, only because she's now opened herself up emotionally so much that it'll be interesting to see how long she stays in that state and if she reverts back to being a little more closed off in order to feel in control. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what their plan is. I don't know what they have in store, but I definitely will be starting season 4 with Emma in a much different place than she started any other season. Probably, actually. I think she will call them mom and dad now. I think that was such a huge realization for her when her mom didn't know she was her daughter, when she was so relieved that Snow was alive, and she was like, oh, okay, whatever. And the devastation of realizing that she'd been doing that to Snow and Charming the whole time she'd known them. And I think that really changed something in her. And I think she will be, I'm not writing it, so I can't tell you for sure, but my guess would be that she will call them mom and dad now. I would say, just based on knowing the way Eddie and Adam storytell and the way that they weave these stories, I can't imagine that Elsa would be a villain. I don't see how you can take a truly pure-hearted character that was always intended as a pure-hearted character that was just misunderstood. I can't imagine them flipping that to be a villain. But it could be wrong. And my guess would be if Elsa's coming, then her sister's coming as well, because I don't know how you separate those two. But I do know that there are plans to sort of revisit the idea of conflict between Regina and Emma. I mean, obviously, they're always going to have the interest of wanting to make sure Henry is safe and having a good life in common. And, you know, some people get all up in arms of like, oh, they've worked so hard to get along, and why would there be conflict again? I was like, because it's a TV show. That would be great in real life if they worked it out and figured out how to be friends and, you know, it was all fine. But then we would have no TV show. So, you know, I think it is an interesting thing to explore when you have a character like Regina who has always reverted back to conflict in those situations. When she is hurt or betrayed, she reverts back to a dark place, and I think that that's true to life. I feel like, you know, when we get into pressure situations in life, we revert back to our sort of most basic state, and if that's to retreat and be reclusive, or to lash out, or to say something we regretted, or, you know, we all kind of do that when we're put in these high pressure situations in real life. So I don't think that it's not, I'm going to stop using negatives. I think it's totally consistent with real life for Regina to revert back to that mentality because she's had something taken away from her again. Clearly, Emma would never have intentionally done that. She definitely wants Regina to be happy with Robin Hood. She wants her to have a good life. She wants her to be happy. And I do believe that Emma believes that Robin Hood is the right partner for her. But at the same time, Emma also knows that it was absolutely the right thing to save someone's life. It's never not the right thing to save someone's life. So it's a total catch-22, which sets up some great conflict and intrigue for season 4. It'd be interesting to see if Regina ever comes to terms with why Emma saved made Marion or not, So I'm just intrigued as well to see where things head and what they do with all of that. Yeah, I really do feel like the underlying current or the foundation of the show is hope. And part of hope is belief. And I don't think that it's connected to any type of particular faith, or it doesn't, there's no ulterior motives in it, there's no political agenda in it. It's more just in the general scheme of life. The idea of believing in the best in the people around you, believing in the best in yourself, believing that you can overcome great odds or great adversities in order to still continue on and have a good life. And so I think that belief connected to hope is definitely a part of the foundation of the show.